Hi, it's Sasha. I'm so excited today to be sharing with you my favorite makeup products of 2020. So I'm going to get started with my favorite category, which is eyeshadow palettes. I bought a lot of these last year, and so I didn't end up using a single palette a lot. I ended up using a lot of different ones as I was filming videos and doing tutorials. But when I did my own personal makeup, there were a couple things that came up over and over. My go-to neutral palette was this one from ILIA. It's the Necessary eyeshadow palette in Warm Nude. When I do my makeup off camera, I often like to use clean beauty products, and this one was a really easy choice. I used to only wear cool tones because I tend to have cool to neutral tone skin, but I felt like this one really helped my eyes stand out. I also liked that it had really gentle ingredients, and it had a nice range of colors, so it was easy to create a variety of looks. Both on and off camera, it's no secret that one of my favorite brands is ColourPop. I came to rely on them when I was creating a variety of different looks for my Instagram photos and videos. Their shades tend to be really highly pigmented and easy to blend. They have a huge variety of monochromatic palettes like this, which makes it really easy to coordinate with any look I was trying to create. I've been keeping up with all the ColourPop eyeshadow palette releases, including this one, which is the ColourPop Fade into Hue palette. So if there are any ColourPop tutorials you'd like to see, please leave a comment and let me know. I've used a lot of different mascaras this year, but this one was probably my all-time favorite. This is the Honest Beauty Extreme Length Mascara and Primer. It's really cool because it has a primer on this side, which is this white brush, and then it has a normal mascara on the other side. So one of the reasons why I like this so much is because the primer can be used to help give you more volume and definition, and then the lengthening side has a really nice long brush that's really easy to use both on the top and bottom lashes. I also like that it's relatively affordable and not as expensive as something like a Sephora brand mascara. Another product I ended up using in a lot of different looks is black liquid eyeliner. I tend to prefer ones that have felt tips for precision. One of my favorite finds was the Wet n Wild Proline felt tip eyeliner. This one is really affordable and it had a really nice precise line and great pigmentation. I also really enjoyed using the Kat Von D tattoo liner. This is a sample I got in an Ipsy box, but basically it also has really nice performance, but it's a little bit more expensive than the Wet n Wild one. Another product that I found myself needing a lot was a waterline eyeliner in black shades especially. My all-time favorite is still the NARS High Pigment Longwear Eyeliner in Via Veneto. I was initially put off by this because I saw some people gave it really negative reviews saying they couldn't sharpen it, but it turns out that you can sharpen it. It's just made of plastic, but you put it in a pencil sharpener like any other wooden pencil. This one is my favorite because it's just so creamy and it tends to stick around really nicely. A close second is probably the BareMinerals Round the Clock eyeliner. This one also performs really well for me. Another thing that made a huge difference in my makeup looks this year and really helped me level up my skills was getting smaller eyeshadow brushes. I used to use brushes no smaller than this one, and I was wondering why I was having trouble and not getting as precise a look as I wanted. But then I got some of these, which are from Morphe, and I'll list them in the description below. But basically, these allow me to get a lot more precise with where I'm putting the color, especially when using darker shades, or just putting a little bit of color below the lash line. This is also a really affordable brand, and so I highly recommend looking at brushes if you're not finding your eyeshadows performing the way you want it to. I could probably make a whole video talking about brushes, so let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. If you're enjoying this video, please like or consider subscribing. I post new beauty videos regularly and it would really help me out. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be the first to watch my new videos. I also found some really cool base products this year. I tend to react to silicones, and so I don't use your typical primer, but I did have really good results with this one, which is the Good Molecules Silicone-Free Priming Moisturizer. You can basically just use it like a regular moisturizer, and it provides a really nice layer that serves as a base for your foundation. I also like that this one is relatively affordable and not crazy expensive. Another classic priming product I recommend is some sort of eyeshadow primer. I haven't found a dramatic difference in these based on the different brands I've tried, but one that I've been using for a long time is the Urban Decay Original Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This one works really well, and this year I've started topping it with a setting powder before putting on eyeshadow, and it's performed really well for me. For foundations this year, my all-time favorite so far has been the Milani Screen Queen foundation. A lot of full coverage foundations tend to break me out, especially if they have lots of silicones in them, but this one I was able to use and build up to a nice medium coverage, and it gave me great performance. Mine is in the shade 180 Warm Shell, but you can see it's already about halfway gone, which is a testament to how much I use it. A close runner-up in the foundation category for me was the ColourPop No Filter Stix. This one is in the shade Fair 27N, and it's a really nice creamy formula that I found helped when I wanted more coverage. Again, this is one of the only creamy stick foundations that didn't break me out. I don't know why, but I'm not going to question it. I was just really happy that it worked for me. Both this one and the Milani foundation come in a variety of shades, and they're also pretty affordable. I tried a bunch of different concealers over the past year, but my favorite one has been this CoverGirl Trublend Undercover Concealer. This one is in the shade L150 or Porcelain. I really like it because you don't have to use very much, but this one was actually light enough for me to create a nice lightening and brightening effect. I've also continued to use my old standby concealer. This is the Glow Skin Beauty Under Eye Concealer in Beige. This is an indispensable product for me, especially this peach one, because it is a color corrector for my purple to gray under eye circles. This one has been a huge help, and I tend to wear under any other concealer to help sort of balance out that base layer and create a nice base. For setting powder, lately I've been using this one, which is the Lawless Seal the Deal Loose Translucent Setting Powder. This one is a talc-free option, and I haven't gone through it very quickly, but it's really helped me, especially when setting cream products. Probably my favorite cream bronzer this year is this one by Milk Makeup. This is the matte bronzer in the shade Baked. Basically, it's like a nice cream stick, and you can draw it on, or you can apply it with a brush or your fingers. I've used this in almost every look because it tends to come out really nice on my skin. It doesn't look too warm, and it just creates kind of a nice contour effect. I also love that it's matte and it doesn't have any shimmer or sparkle, so I find it to be really versatile. For cream or liquid blush, I've been loving ILIA's Color Haze Multi Matte Pigment. I have a few different shades of this, and it's just a really nice formula, and it also smells super yummy like vanilla. This one blends out really easily and works well both on the cheeks or on your lips. It also has a really nice metal tip that's really fun to use. My most used brow product is the ColourPop Brow Boss in Taupe. I tend to use it in almost every single look. I really have been enjoying brow products that have a spoolie on the end because it just makes it really easy to do everything right then and there. I tend to use the spoolie and then fill in the brow with the color, and then use the spoolie again to brush everything out. This one in the shade Taupe is a particularly good match for me. Sometimes I found it hard to find a good match that's the right shade of blonde, but I absolutely love this one, and it's pretty affordable too. For powder blush, I tend to use a lot of the ColourPop blushes. I amassed quite a collection because I was buying them with every release for a while, but I really have a nice range from them now, and they tend to perform well. I also think that they have a lot of nice pigmentation, and my favorites are especially the matte shades. If I'm not using a blush from ColourPop, there's a good chance that it's probably from Milani, which is one of my other favorite drugstore brands. I have quite a few from them, and I really love the way that it looks on my skin. I actually have quite a few different powder products from Milani that I really enjoy, including their highlighter and bronzer. This is one of the highlighters, and I just love the imprint on it. I think it's such a beautiful pattern, and I love that they are also affordable. I also got a lot of use out of this Wander Beauty Wanderess Glow highlighter. This one is in the shade After Hours, and it was just such a beautiful shade on my skin. I use it in a lot of different looks. For bronzer, I already mentioned this one from Milani. This is their Silky Matte Bronzer. I use this one quite a bit, but I also found myself using this Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. It was just a really nice shade and more on the cool range, which I really appreciated. And when I was doing more luxury looks, I had this one from Fenty Beauty that I liked quite a lot. This one is the Fenty Stalk'r Bronzer in the shade Into Sun. It was also kind of a nice, more neutral or cool shade, and it just gave a really nice finish on my skin. For lip liners this year, I used a lot of different brands. I don't find there to be a huge difference in performance, but there are two shades in particular that really stood out to me. The first is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Shot Clock. This one is just kind of a nice medium tone pink that went with a lot of my lipsticks, and I had trouble finding this shade in other pencils. At one point I thought that I lost this and I kind of freaked out for a minute, and that says a lot because I never used to care about lip liners before. The other one that I find myself reaching for a lot is the Thrive Causemetics Lip Filler Lip Liner in Devin. This one is just a really beautiful deep berry shade that goes with a lot of my bolder lip tones really well. For lipstick, probably one of my favorite formulas was the BareMinerals Mineralist lipsticks. These come in a variety of colors, and they're just really nice and smooth and give that kind of perfect finish for me. They also have a nice taste. On the drugstore side, I've also really enjoyed the Honest Beauty lip products. They both make crayons and kind of these tinted lip balms, and all of them perform really well and are very affordable. One of my favorite glosses was this NYX Butter Gloss. This one is in the shade Creme Brulee. I found this to be a really versatile shade, and this always worked really well. It's also really affordable, which makes it a huge bonus. One of my favorite luxury lipsticks of the year was the Victoria Beckham Posh lipstick. This one is in the shade Pout and it's kind of a pinky peach nude, and I really love this shade and the performance is just so great. It just glides on really smoothly and looks perfect every time I use it. I also use a lot more false eyelashes this year, and I actually started to discover that there are some subtle differences between them that can make a huge difference in your final look. One of my favorite styles that I discovered later this year was these Kiss Lash Couture in Little Black Dress. I got these in a variety pack and I was really surprised because they're actually a little bit shorter than most false lashes. Because of the shape of my eyes, because they're kind of slightly hooded, a lot of longer lashes end up looking kind of ridiculous on me, and so I'm always trying to find some that are voluminous but not too long. So this Little Black Dress was just the perfect mix for me of something that adds a bit of glamour but isn't like crazy long and touching my brow bone in kind of a weird way. This one just looked nice every time. My other go-to lash are the ones that I'm wearing now. These are the Ardell Natural Lashes in number 120. These are pretty widely available and very affordable too. So if you're looking for a more natural lash that gives you a little bit of a hint of glamour, these are really nice too. So before I go, I want to share a couple things that I discovered last year that I was really excited to find but I might not use every single day. First is nail polish wraps or nail polish strips. I've been using them from Dashing Diva lately. These are the gloss style, and I actually have some on now, and they're really fun because they're basically like nail polish stickers. So it's like nail polish that you stick onto your hand and it stays put really well. So I typically wear them for between 4 days and 7 days depending on when I need to switch them out for another video, but I've been able to wear them as long as 2 weeks when I'm not actively filming something and need to switch them out. I've tried a few different brands. You can get some from Etsy and other places, but some of my favorite designs have been these Dashing Diva ones, and they make a lot of really fun styles, especially around different holidays. These have been a real game changer for me. I didn't used to do my nails, I didn't even paint them because they would chip all the time, but I found that when I was doing videos, I was showing my hands really close up holding products and I wanted them to look a little bit more fancy. I tried press-on nails, but they tended to fall off and they impeded my movement, which really bothered me. But I really love these because they just fit right over your natural nails, and if you remove them well, they don't do like any damage either. They're also way cheaper than going to the nail salon, and they have some really nice designs that look super professional. So if you want to do something on your nails that's a little bit more festive and fun, I highly recommend checking out nail polish strips like this from brands like Dashing Diva or even In Coco. So this last thing was definitely a bit of a splurge. I don't normally buy like super fancy luxury makeup products, but this one definitely won me over. So I discovered that this luxury beauty brand named House of Sillage did a collaboration with Wonder Woman 1984. I'm actually a pretty big nerd, and so I was really excited about this, and I really wanted to have something that was in this beautiful Wonder Woman design. So I actually made a video with this, which I'll include in the description below, but this is actually a bow lipstick case that's encrusted with hand-placed Swarovski crystals. So you open it up, and then inside there are different refills. So you can put a red lipstick in here like the one that came in. Right now I actually have a lip balm in it, so I can have this next to me while I work from home and no one's going to see me, but I get to use it every single day. So I absolutely love the products that this company makes, and the people behind them are incredibly kind and thoughtful as well. I won a contest from them late last year, and I was able to try more shades of their lipstick, and all of them are really beautiful. They smell like vanilla and they perform beautifully. But my favorite thing about them is that it just feels so luxurious when you open it up, and when you just put it on your lips every day, it just feels like a special treat to yourself. As part of the same collection, they also released a special Wonder Woman fragrance. This one is by far my favorite fragrance of the year. It comes in this beautiful glass case that they call a cupcake, and basically you open it up, and then inside it has like a normal perfume dispenser. But just like the lipstick case, there are all sorts of hand-placed Swarovski crystals on top of this. It's an incredibly beautiful design and just very luxurious. This is one of the nicest perfumes I've ever tried, and I really love the different notes in it. In particular, I love that it has raspberry, almond, and vanilla all in the same fragrance, but it's not too girly. It has a nice strength to it as well. Unfortunately, this one is currently sold out, but I highly recommend checking out a sampler from House of Sillage. They design very beautiful fragrances and very beautiful cases, and if you've ever wanted to try something that is a little bit different than your normal like Sephora or department store fragrance, I highly recommend checking them out. Thank you so much for watching my 2020 makeup favorites. I would love to hear in the comments one product that you enjoyed last year. I'm always looking for new recommendations, and I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a very happy new year. I'll see you in my next video.